I always like trying the test of making traps. This here is a modified promontory peg trap. Move in a little bit more. Cuts the cuts into this wedge real nice, making a nice wedge kind of groove. Now this goes all the way in till about halfway, and this is the thicker blades. This is where it's actually harder to do with thicker blades, but this one here seems to be working fine. Now what I have to do is just, I'm going to drop the knife, is break this. It should, there we go. Oh, she's going to be a bugger, this one, but it would still work even though it went like that. So we'll just trim this off. You can see it slices right through that. Came from the factory, pretty sharp. I haven't touched it at all, and it's working really well. You have good control. Put your thumb or your finger in this choil. Your thumb up top, you have good control as well. But there's your modified promontory peg trap, and yeah, that would work fine. They've got a video on this trap, and it's one of my favorite. But it will do that pretty easy. You can see, I mean, it cuts well, and the thickness you don't even notice really. But you can see how fine you can go with this. Well, this knife, I'm liking it thus far. I mean, I can chop 2-inch trees down no problem for shelter building. I can make traps. I don't have an animal to skin out here, but with that drop point here, I know I can skin an animal easy with it. It's a nice balance to it, you know, so the weight you don't really, you know, it feels good in your hand. And this grip, this is amazing. You can hear this, listen. It grips the hand, it works really nice. If you want to really take a bite, look, you can take a really nice bite on this. Or if you want to go nice and fine, you can go nice and fine. Working really well. Let's get into some specifics. We'll come up with a really good view of this knife. You can see 1/4 inch. It has jimping up top here, and it also has jimping down bottom. And a nice contoured handle here, so it grips your hand. Your hand grips it very nice. Now the specifics of this knife, like I said, it's 1095 high carbon steel, and it's full tang. It's 1/4 inch thick and Scandi grind. Has a 4, and I have it written down on a piece of paper down here. That way there I won't get it wrong. It's a 4.5 inch cutting surface, right to here to the tip. It's 5 3/8 from the end of the choil to here for blade length. And overall length is 10 1/4 inches from here to the tip. So it's a good, it's a good size. It's a good beefy knife. Now it's 12.3 ounces. So it has some good weight to it that you can use it for a chopper. It's not a heavy chopper, it's not a hatchet, but it does have good enough weight to chop down 2-inch trees and such. Put a baton behind it, you can chop down bigger trees. It does alright for chopping. So I could use this for building a shelter if I needed to. Now, the jimping is rather aggressive, and I was told it was put on there for if you use gloves, that it grips with the glove better. So they made it pretty, aggressive in the jimping up top. The bottom, it don't bother me. This here does bother me a little bit, but it's the nature of the beast. Now, it's powder coated, and it comes across the ocean, and it's basically a temporary coating. It's up to you. Like, it will last a long time by using it this way here, but it was put on there to prevent rust. And out here in this rain and such, it's not going to rust. This little edge may rust, but the rest isn't going to until that wears off. Now I'm probably going to strip it and patina it, because I don't really care for a powder coating, but that's my personal preference. I don't have to worry about this rusting the way it is out here in the rain. So that's a good thing, and I'm right on the coast as well. So if I want to leave that on there, which is perfectly fine, I can. Now, let me see here. I think I'm pretty well, I pretty well got all the specs. So, I'm finding it a very nice knife. Good for bushcraft, yes, as I just shown. Good for survival, yes. Can you dress game with it? I haven't, but I know you could. A lot of knives, it's your own skill set as well what makes a good knife. I can use many different type knives, from small little ones to a machete, kind of thing, and do a lot of the same tasks. That's me. So this here, what I'm thinking is there's a lot of survival knives out there, and a lot of them are kind of expensive. This here would make a great budget all around survival bushcraft knife. That's my opinion. It's heavy enough I can make a shelter with it, and it's light enough, for me, it's light enough that I can do fine tasks. I could work with it all day and it wouldn't fatigue me and such. It's a nice knife, and I'm really liking it. One of the reasons I basically out here in the rain is I wanted to try it in the rain, and this grip, like I said, is amazing, and even in the rain. But it was something that I really wanted to actually try and see how it works out here in the field. I'm very happy with it. All in all, the Schrade SCHF 36 is a great bushcraft knife, and I believe it'd be a good one-tool option as well. You know, any knife that you have with you is a survival knife in that situation. This here, I'd feel better with this than I would with some other. That's what I'm saying. So, I think Schrade has a winner here. I really do. I brought this in the house, and I wanted to show you that this here will work on a web belt as well. It's big enough. And what's cool about this type of sheath, it's Velcro on the top. So you can actually reach down and grab that Velcro and it comes off. Let's go over the sheath. Okay, let's go over the sheath. This sheath is made out of nylon, which I've talked to a few people, and nylon is great for long-term survival and such, because it dries rather quickly, and it also, you can repair it in the field. A lot of people take a small sewing kit with them. You can repair these in the field with a small sewing kit. That's a good point. Now, I'll bring it up a little closer. I'll show you the way it is. Now, you have a snap here, which is a great thing. Velcro tends to wear out after a while, but there's the snap. You can see it's still wet from being outside. And so it has a nice snap, and it holds it right in place. Now in here is a plastic sheath that your knife slides into and then fastens. Comes with a leg tie if you like, you know, tying it around your leg. I prefer not to. That's just me. Right here in the pouch, it has a Velcro snap on it. Then inside, actually got this wrapped around here so I won't lose it. It comes with a ferro rod and its own striker. This knife has a 90 degree spine on it, but it comes with its own striker. That way there, if you lost your knife, you still got a ferro rod. So I think having both is a good thing as well. What else this has in here is a diamond grit sharpener. So having a sharpener in your kit, as well as a ferro rod, makes this a pretty handy knife to have on you when you're out in the bush. If you become lost, you have a ferro rod, you can start fire. If you dull your knife, you have a sharpener that you can sharpen your knife again. It's like I said, this knife, with the features it has, could be that on a budget. You know, it's only a $32 knife, and on a budget, this here could be the one knife that you could use in a you know, for bushcraft, or you know, for survival. I would feel comfortable with this in my hands in a survival situation, and for my bushcraft, you know, tasks and such, because it's a 1/4 inch thick, which means it's a big hunk of metal, and you're not going to break it very easily. You can break anything, but you're not going to break this very easily, so it's going to hold up where a lot won't. So overall, The Schrade SCHF 36 is a really good knife. Enjoy.